Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will do an analysis on the Samaritan by John Lara, and I'll be looking at Act 4, Scene 1, and what forms the foundation or the gist of this scene is what I call the principle of philosophy of utilitarianism. So, a little bit about the plot. The scene takes place at the Jungle Room in Medingo Golf Club, and the time is on Tuesday, late morning. So here, Ian Jardine, who is the principal judge of Maracas Municipality, has called Mr. Harvester, who is the chief executive officer of Maracas Municipality, and the conversation that ensues between the duo at first is about a despondent Ian Jardine confessing to Mr. Harvester how the Samaritan issue has also caught up with him, and he tells Mr. Harvester that Mosi Oatunya, who is the mayor, has kind of blackmailed him, as we saw in the last act, to convict the quartet, that is Honorable Ramde, Seymour, Ted, and Honorable Basdale. And he confesses to Mr. Harvester that for the same scenes of the quartet, he also got entangled with them. He gave a certain ruling that betrayed his bias, and he was also bribed to make a given ruling. And for that matter, he feels that he is in the same boat as the quartet. Now that brings the dilemma that he finds himself in. So he has called Mr. Harvester to propose what he calls the philosophy of the great happiness for the great number of people. He explains this philosophy by saying that when a decision is to be made that has far-reaching implications, then the decision ought to take into consideration a result which is favorable or which makes the greatest number of people to be the greatest happy. So that is the kind of philosophy that he wants Mr. Harvester to buy. And at the end of the scene, he instructs Mr. Harvester to kind of bring these warring factions together. That is Honorable Moses group and Honorable Ramde's group, that they should be brought together such that they could reach a decision that favors both the factions. Fast forward to the characters here. We only have two characters, that is Honorable Ian Jardine and Mr. Harvester. The traits that Ian Jardine has shown is that on page 114, he comes out as candid or honest. His honesty shows when he confesses to Mr. Harvester that he got entangled with Honorable Basdale and Honorable Ramde in corruption. He is also corrupt, as seen in page 116, confessing that he was bribed to give a certain ruling. He is also disillusioned, despondent, or hopeless, as seen on page 117, where he claims that for quite some time now, after the conversation that he had with Mosi and Bembe, he is only seeing rodents and rats. Maybe remembering the Rodent Gate affair, the Prime Orchard Farm ownership that they co-honor with Ivy. He is also paranoid, as seen on page 117. When someone is paranoid, then they are going through what is called paranoia. This is where someone is worried, in most cases, worried about their lives. They are worried that someone somewhere wants to harm them. And in most cases, it is just a fertile imagination of the mind. It's kind of far it is far-fetched and not the reality in most cases. Mr. Harvester is religious. In page 114, Honorable Ian Jarden wonders why he also fears the Samaritan, yet he is a man of God. And this is also seen on page 115, where he also asserts that as a family, they have been praying so that they can get out of the Samaritan mess. On page 119, Ian Jarden also hopes that he's going to broker a truce given his standing as a man of God, and that one is bringing him out again as trustworthy. He is someone who can be trusted by both factions, laying credence to the fact that he's the one Ian Jarden has chosen on this mission. Again, he is appreciative, thankful, and grateful, as seen on page 114. He is loyal, as seen on page 115, where he metaphorically says that he is just going to be crucified on behalf of Honorable Monsieur Atunya, who is the mayor, who he has been acting on his behalf. He is also inquisitive as a result of the many questions that he asks on page 116 with an intention to know more about Ian Jarden's involvement in fraud together with Honorable Ramdey's faction. Again, he is supportive, as seen on page 117. He helps a despondent Ian Jarden to sit upright and tries to encourage him that he must now remain strong. He is also hopeful or optimistic when he assures Ian Jarden that he will surely try his best to bring the warring factions together. Major aspects of style here, we have flashback on page 116, where Honorable Ian Jarden kind of flashbacks on how he got entangled with Honorable Ramdey and Honorable Birthday in corruption. Again, there are metaphors on page 115. There is a metaphor again on page 116, where Ian Jarden says that judges do not also operate in a vacuum, to mean that they are being affected by their environments, and their judgment also come as a result of what goes on in the environment. Again, page 118, Ian Jarden states that Honorable Monsieur Atunya is not clean, to mean that he is corrupt. Major themes that come out, there is the theme of corruption, there is the theme of religion, and we ask ourselves the question, where is the place of religion in politics? Where is the place of religion in governance? Because from time immemorial, leaders and politicians have to a greater extent used religion as a way of flying to their political positions that they occupy. And we see Mr. Harvester here coming out as religious. But then at the end of the day, what he does, or what Honorable Monsieur Atunya makes him to do, is quite the opposite of the Christianity tenets. Then there is the theme of loyalty to authority vis-a-vis loyalty to conscience. like Mr. Harvester claims that he's going to be crucified on behalf of Mayor Mosi or Atunya, that he has a Christian duty to be loyal to the authority. So we then ask ourselves the question, in times when a political leader holding a senior position, when they kind of go against the constitution, they go against the people, they go against the oaths that they have taken, is it, are the people below them going to be loyal to them, or are they going to be loyal to their conscience? So that is a question we grapple with in this scene. Again, there is paranoia, where Ian Jaden is paranoid that the last night he, Bembe, and Musi Atunya were present at the Madingo Golf Club, and his worsening ulcer situation could have been occasioned by Bembe, the Inspector General of Police, spitting in his food. So there is that kind of mistrust and suspicion. Then lastly, there is the theme of optimism or hope, where Mr. Harvester is hopeful that he will try his best to kind of institute some truce where the warring factions are going to come together. So that is basically what is found in Act 4, Scene 1. So if you would want to have a personalized lesson with me, or study or revision and preparing for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, you can kindly hit onto the join button so that you become a member of this channel and you'll be eligible to exclusive perks. Thank you, viewers. Until next time.